Good morning from beautiful Arkansas. It's been an interesting last 12 months, and even though this is not the real new year coming up in January 1st, the real new year's in the spring. Either way, it's time for reflection. I actually do new moon goals every month, so it's nothing new for me, but it's a marker either way. And it's cool to look back on to see how much I've accomplished in the last year, and just give me something to look forward to in the year to come. Nothing to brag about, it's just encouraging for myself to be able to be thinking that, yeah, maybe I can build us a house here in a soon amount of time. It's just what I've been doing over the last 2 years since I've been working is really just acquiring skill and confidence in myself. So all these little projects, I need them for me to feel confident that I can do a big project and make it look nice. Um, so something I did this summer. Obviously, I fenced in over half my property. That was a chore. It was unexpected, but my neighbor didn't really like my goats jumping on his vehicles. Don't blame him. I don't like it either. So why it's nice to fence them all in. Um, so that was one thing that I did. Something I just finished here yesterday is this carport. So I could protect my tractor, my side by side, and my zero turn lawnmower from the elements. And yeah, those things were given to me for free, so that's a huge blessing to be able to have that. I mean, my father-in-law really hooked me up because when he sold his property, he no longer needed them, and they're going to be coming in handy here. So that's something I done. That took me about maybe, I don't know, it took me a little longer because my shoulder's been hurting, and digging those post holes for those 6x6s was a lot of work. Just that pile of rock there is just a fraction of all the rocks I was digging out of those holes that you see there. So that's one thing I did. Put some walls on my where my solar panels are, where my well pump is. Did that. That didn't take very long. My garden, started that in January. I think I didn't finish fully until April. We had a lot of snow last year, kind of slowed me down. Big problem with that was one, I had to split all these cedar logs, stain them. I had to do it with an axe and a sledgehammer. I always make it harder for myself, but I wanted to make it look nice. There's probably a better way I could have done that. Um, all those raised beds, they had to be put in level. I didn't want them all just like slopped up on there. So when I had to dig into the earth to level them out, that was a lot of work too. Considering how rocky my soil is, it makes it a job to be able to do that. Planted everything, obviously. I also had to mulch the area, which I'm actually about to redo that here soon. Put some weed cloth underneath it because the weeds still get through. What else did I do? I did that grape vineyard over there. I think that took me about a month. That's been a little neglected. My grapes haven't been doing too well. I'm actually buying 3 more. Only like 5 of my 8 actually made it, so I'm buying 3 to replace them. Not much to look at right now, but I'm gonna give that some TLC here soon to get that looking like the rest of my property. I've planted some more trees, some mulberry trees. That's a kind of like a Chinese lemon. There's a kind of mixed reviews on whether that thing's gonna taste good or not. So if it doesn't, I'll just chop it down, honestly, if it doesn't give me fruit that I'm gonna enjoy. But future project that I'm gonna do here real soon, my greenhouse is gonna be right here. It's gonna be like a 10 by 10, pretty small, but it'll have hopefully a Myers lemon and maybe some citrus that does well. This is zone 6 as far as climate goes, and doesn't do too well with the all the cold that we get. So a greenhouse is one way to go around that. All right, got this smoker. I've actually been smoking a goat leg right now. It's see. And I'm running about 250, which is cool. And it's in there. I think you can see that. Maybe you can see that. Okay. I just put it in. It takes about 4 to 5 hours. So it's nice, you know, when I'm doing work around here outside, I get to smell the smoke of my smoker, and it smells really good. Something to look forward to. Yeah, I have a to-do list of 10 things to do today. I've already knocked out 4, and I got 6 more to go. We'll see if I'll be able to finish all those today. Another thing I've done is really open up this view. This walk back here used to be just so overgrown and you couldn't see through it. And a big part of my goal here is called like a livable forest. I want the whole thing to just be beautiful and nice looking. And so I have spent many hours cutting down like the undergrowth and burning all the small dead wood, because you know I got 10 acres and I want to beautify it as much as possible. Just and I think it's good for the actual landscape too. You know, gives the other trees that are, you know, they're not all having these competitors for water. So when I clear out the smaller trees that never would have made it anyway, I help the trees that I want to grow to be large. All right, in here, not a ton of work in here. You know, I made this little goat shelter, made another feeder for them. Something I need to do, I made that little, this is all free wood, and I pay $1 for that. 2 of the little goats like to sleep in here, so it's good as being used. I think I built that too, that's this year. So I'm actually going to section this off, this whole area, and make kind of like quadrants, because when the goats give birth, you know, there's always like one goat that could be kind of mean, and I want to separate her, so the ones that kind of get picked on, they're not going to be having their babies bullied. But I'm going to get rid of that goat. I really am this time. She's pregnant right now. I'm going to let her have her 2 kids, wean them. And then I'll either auction her off or she'll be going in the smoker like that other goat. So we'll see what happens about that. Another thing I did is I expanded the chicken area. It's about, I'd say at least doubled in size, if not tripled. Yeah. This is like another one of my goat birthing areas. For some reason my chickens like to really hang out in here. I think because of all the goat poop and hay, there's like more bugs in there. Or it's just, you know, I like the shade. Who knows? Chickens, you know. So that's really what I've done. You know, the fencing in the property took about 3 months. Took about 3 or 4 months for the garden. Maybe like, yeah, I'd say 4 months for the garden. About 3 months for the fence. Well, we're at 7 months. Took me about a month for the carport. And then just clearing all the trees. I'd say clearing all the trees is probably another 2 months. And then there's just times where I can't work, because, you know, I do have another job, and we have puppies. I have to deliver the dogs, and a lot of driving. You know, we went on vacation this year. You know, sometimes I go rock climbing. But for the most part, I'd say I got in a good solid 9 months. But like I said, after this, I'd say probably realistically I got 6 acres fenced in. I think I need to do about 3 more. 1 acre I'm not going to fence in just because it's like down the slope of my property. And it's too steep. There's really no sense in reclaiming that, but I can use that potential to just harvest the trees. After I do that, I'm going to build that greenhouse. Going to pour a slab a little foundation. Just I'm gonna use cordwood for the bottom half of it, and it's gonna be in the style. It's kind of like how I want our house, obviously with like kind of the, I don't know what it's called, but the glass polyurethane. I don't know exactly what it's called, but the the plastic that lets light in. But that won't be on my house, but it'll be on the greenhouse. But yeah, it'll be over there. And if I could build that, it'll give me confidence for building our house. So there's really just the two projects left I need to do. And then if our Heavenly Father helps heal my shoulder, I can get that done sooner. And then I could probably start in the house in the springtime. It's kind of what the goal is. So yeah, things are encouraging. I love being out here. I think hopefully that's obvious. You know, Amy was out here with me the other day, and as I was leaving, she's like, "Yeah, but you just like looking around here, don't you?" I was like, "Yeah, I love it." Because I have 10 acres that I own. Never thought that I'd own property. And when I did one of these videos 2 years ago, I was looking at that, and I was all impressed by it, and it was like a fraction of what it is now, and I was still happy with it. But I'm beyond ecstatic about how things are turning out and how it looks. So I just gotta eventually get a house out here so we can live out here full time, and it won't be just me, going back and forth and all that. So, but okay, that is it for now. I got 6 more things to do today on my to-do list. I've done 4, and hopefully I can get those done. But yeah, till next time.